Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to talk a little bit about double dipping. So we've done a couple of other videos before. If you haven't seen those before, definitely check those out. We'll put some links in the description below. But today we're going to talk a little bit more about the dipping. Whenever you've got maybe two different patterns that you want to do, or maybe you've just got a very odd shaped item and you're wanting to do it in a double dip, meaning you want maybe either a different dip or the same dip but on one side and then the other. And so let's talk a little bit about that and show you guys a few tips and tricks. So whenever you've got a part like this, sometimes it may be just as easy to take this and dip it in one shot, however way you want to do it, but sometimes that's going to be acceptable. But in some other instances, you may want to double dip this, maybe because you want two different patterns on it, or maybe because you want to do less stretch, so then that way the stretch doesn't go all the way down the sides or the front or something like that. And so what you're going to do here is on a double dip, we're going to mask off and create our main line wherever we want that line to be. So that is the good thing about the double dipping, is that you can make sure that you put your line exactly where it needs to be. So for instance, let's say that we wanted to mask it right on a body line coming in through here, or maybe even right in through here. We can easily do that and it makes it really nice, and then it's a lot more hidden than if it was just maybe right down the middle. So doing a double dip like this is definitely going to be a lot better and a lot easier to make sure that whenever you are dipping, both sides look the best and you can put your line exactly where you want it to be. So for this example right here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tape this right down the middle right here, and then we're gonna do one side in a camouflage and then of course one side in a wood grain. Now again, of course, in a normal application, it's probably going to be both sides of the same, but you could also easily do it to where maybe even you taped off these edges right down through here and you had a brim that was in something totally different than the actual hat itself. And so the same principles are still going to apply, but we're going to do these just because they are totally different and you can see them a lot better. But again, you could still do it the exact same way that we're doing it. So the tape does not really matter on exactly which tape that you use. You can use this, you can use blue painter's tape, the green painter's tape, really just anything. But the main thing is that we want to just have a good tape that we can lay a straight line, or however line that you wanted to use. If you wanted to do something more that is curved or turned, you can easily get the vinyl tape or something like that that you would use for like automotive, and you could easily do something like that. And so what you can see that I'm doing here is that I'm just trying to make sure that I get a pretty straight line going down this. Now again, I'm not using a lot of time on this, just mainly just because it's just for show here. But so now that we've got our line going right down through here, now one dip will be just on this one side. And so now what we can do is we can mask off the rest of this side right here with either the masking, if it is just a little bit more, or in this case, because there's so much of it, we're actually going to be using a piece of paper, or you can get, of course, we buy it in bulk, the larger paper, and then do a mask like that as well. But mainly what we want to do is we want to cover up this side right here, so that way none of the dip gets on this side. So now that we got our paper right here, we can do that, and then we can cut the excess off from this. And then we can take and wrap the rest of it back down inside. So now that we have that, we'll just make sure that we get these edges right in through there and right in through here. So then now we have everything right here that will be completely dipped, and then everything on all of this side as it is wrapped around all in through here, it is all covered up. Now again, I've just taken the paper, smashed it up in there. That's all we really care about doing, is just protecting it, so then that way the dip doesn't get onto the painted part itself. And so pretty much from here, we'll check, and you can see that I've got a little bit of an opening right in through here. Not a big deal. We can just push that back down just like that. So then that way none of the dip's going to get all the way down in there. So pretty much from there, we're good. And then now we can go ahead and start with our first dip. So we'll make sure everything's glassed out just like normal. Everything looks good with it. So again, we'll take this, and then now this is just going to be on this one side. So we can take and go down just like so. Now again, there's 100 different ways to dip this, so you can dip it however way you'd like, but just for the video here. So all we really need to go is just that halfway. So now we've got the pattern running like this, which is pretty much what we had wanted. And then we've of course got our line that's going in through here, and none of the actual dip itself got onto the part. Now at this part right here, now we're ready to go ahead and rinse it off. So we want to go ahead, rinse it off, and then let it dry, and then we're going to come back and do the second dip. So stay tuned. So now that we've got this already dipped and rinsed off, and now it is dried up, what we're going to do now is we're going to mask off just the side that we dipped. Now, a couple of things that you want to make sure of before you go and just start masking is that you want to double check and make sure that everything was stuck really good. And so this is also why that whenever you go and you double dip something, you always want to make sure that your activator is really good and everything is activated properly, because if it's not and it's say underactivated, there's always a higher possibility that the film cannot adhere to the paint, which therefore means that whenever you take any type of tape, whether it be a low tack tape or any type of tape like this, then it will just pull it straight off of the base coat. So a couple of things that we can do to check this is we can just take a small little area like that, and we can just kind of go through here, and you can see that we've got a really good adhesion for all of the film itself. So at this point right here, I'm pretty confident that everything is stuck really well and everything's good. Now, if you want to make sure and give yourself a little bit more caution or a little bit more of a buffer on making sure that this doesn't pull anything off, another tip or trick that you can do is you could actually coat it with a inner coat or a binder, which is a clear base coat. Or you could also use, of course, a lower tack tape if you wanted to do something like that. I've even seen some customers and some other people where they will actually take and just go ahead and put it down first a couple of times just to help lose the tack on it. And then you can start masking everything off. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to take and we're going to mask off this right here. And we're going to leave just a little bit of a line, about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch line all the way down. Now, again, we'll probably just go ahead and switch back to this right here. And again, if you wanted to, you can lay it down first like that. Get a little bit of tack off of it. You could even do something like this. Any of those that'll help with the tackiness of the tape is always going to be good. And so now we're just going to continue to follow our line as we have going all the way down here. And so we'll continue it down, and then of course all the way down like that. And so once we've got that, I always try, and again, it's strictly personal preference, but I always try just to be on the safe side, not to really push this down hard, because I only just want to cover it. I don't really want to mask everything off and make it stuck 100%. So I just want to just mask it off just that little bit. And so you'll notice that I've just got that little bit right there. And so now that we've got that, we'll go ahead, put another piece of paper all the way around this, dip the other side, and then of course show you guys the end result. So again, just like before, we've got everything masked off, we've got the paper on it, and we're going to dip it just like we did before. So we'll take this and go right down in, just like so. And again, of course, we do not need to go all the way down with it. We just need to go enough to where everything is covered on this side, which it looks like it is, and looks like the dip came out really good. So let's take it over here to the rinse station and show you guys the end result of what you're going to get. So now that we've got it over here at the rinse station, you can do this at any point in time, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this now so that way you can kind of see the end result. And so all we're going to do is just pull out all of this right here, and hopefully, as long as everything has done good with the tape and it's not pulling any of your print off or anything like that, you should have a part that looks very similar to this right here. And we have as straight of a line as what we had wanted, or if you needed to go curved or follow a body line, of course you could always do that as well. But now we have this, and as you can clearly tell, we still need to rinse this. This part is already dry or possibly wet now, but it's already been rinsed off. And so once we get everything rinsed off with this side, then we're able to do any touch-ups where we have any little dots or pinholes or things like that, and then of course do our final clear coat. So hopefully this video has really helped you guys out. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, then definitely leave them below. We'd always love to hear from you on anything hydrographics related, as well as let me know your thoughts on if you've got any other ways that you do a double dip or any tips or techniques that you use. We'd always love to hear from you on that as well. Hit the like button if you like the video, and if you like other videos like this, then hit that subscribe button. We'd always love to have you subscribe to our weekly tips on anything hydrographics related. I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and this is how we customize your world. We'll see you guys next time.